What's up, everybody? It's your friend Isaac. Welcome back to Big Bike BMX. Today, I've got my friend's 80s BMX Craig, and he's got a special guest. I'll let you introduce your special guest. Then we've got Matt Rickard in the house. His special guest is his bicycle, and that's all right. So we'll let you intro your bike in a minute. I've got my daughter Taryn, and so what's going on, you guys? We're here to talk about with Matt, the team rider, one of the team riders for RiderBag. We're going to talk about RiderBag a little bit, but because Matt was on, Taryn wanted to jump in and say hi because they had a bonding moment at Dirty Fest around the track, and I'll probably throw a little clip in here of the two of them riding around Dirty Fest real quick. But anyway, Taryn, do you want to say hi to Matt?
Hello.
You got to come over here a little bit louder. There you go.
Hello.
Hi, Taryn. How you doing?
Good.
Nice. I hear you're still riding your bike, even though you fell off it a few times.
Yes.
Yeah,
I can talk very loud.
you do. And did you actually got a new bike? You got
Yes.
She got a 20-inch bike now, instead of the big 24-inch. So
Right.
yeah, and she's been hanging out down at Chandler BMX, and she's got Coach Rachel out there having a good old time. So yeah, it's fun. She's having a good time. What's your favorite part of racing right now? What's your favorite part of the track?
Rhythm.
Rhythm. That's what's up.
Yep, that's my least favorite. That's where I always get into trouble and fall.
Dude, that's all of us, man. Like those. Wait, oh God. Yeah, I like the first three are good, and then I start turning into Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
You start going fast, and then I can't think fast enough to react.
That's it right there. Yeah. Craig, introduce your special guest.
You got it, man. What's up, everyone? Hey, I have a super special guest. First of all, hi, Taryn. Glad to see you back here again. I really enjoyed watching you race down at Dirty Fest, and yeah, everything you're doing is super awesome. Keep up all that really cool race stuff you're doing. Anyways, without further ado, I've got my number one guy in the house tonight. This is my son Drake, and
what's up?
Yep, he's hanging out with me. He's excited to be here. He may dip out too, but for now, he's my sidekick here in the Big Bike Podcast studio in Northern California.
Yep, and he is quite the guitar player. Let me tell you, we've had a few little sessions. So
if you close your eyes, you will believe Eddie Van Halen is playing live in the house, dude.
Well,
truth, he's good, man. I was just like throwing random songs at him. He's like, "Yeah, I got you. Yo, I got you."
That's
even like
rolls.
Old guy songs, you know what I mean? Like Third Eye Blind and stuff like that. He would never have heard before. He's like, watch this. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. So, all right, Taryn, you can head on down if you want. Thanks for hanging out. All right. We close the door to the bike shop. There we go. All right. So, Matt, show me your special guest. What are you riding right now?
Oh, my special guest is I don't know what year, 2022, 2023. It's the Vans collaboration. It's the Plume.
Mm-hmm.
Through a special situation, I was able to acquire just a frame. And as he was nice enough to send me cranks and forks, and the landing gear forks, the V-Ridge cranks, the sealed headset. They sent me a SE Flyer seat. They're out of the chrome handlebars, so I went ahead and bought the 9-inch chrome SE Power Wing bars.
Nice.
I was able to build that Vans Ripper up with I basically did a blackout on it where all the parts are black on it.
Nice.
What do we got? We got the stem, the seat clamp, the sprocket, Starfighter sprocket, the Cobra seat clamp, the rough nut stem with a rough nut stem cap, and I got the Night Bike Co. chain tensioners on the back of that thing as well. Man, it rides like a brand new bike, dude. It's a brand new bike.
We might have to call you Sir Matt Rickard. You sounds like you've been knighted.
I just put out I got like 11 bikes, and I got all of them that tires are aired up, and all of them are running. I think I got 2 bikes, I think I have 2 bikes that aren't fully dressed in Night Bike Co. stuff. I love that stuff, man.
That's
nice,
awesome.
dude. Nice. All right, brother. So this is kind of random, man. Because of you, I started to follow RiderBag because I thought it was a pretty cool. I was like, that's a cool company, right? It's a cool product. And I've been following them just on Instagram for I don't know, maybe 2 years now, I think. It feels like 2 years. But yeah, man, I was just like, this is a cool product. I love reflective stuff because I live in Phoenix, Arizona, and we have to ride. In fact, it's Saturday night. My guys probably just left the bike shop because we have to wait till the sun goes down, or else you'll just turn into a raisin on a ride out. So being able to have reflective for guys like me, because I'm a working man and I have to be at work on Monday. So I don't care about anything other than being seen by cars and lowering my injury, mitigating the injuries that could happen while Dad's out goofing off.
The ratio, it's the injury ratio gets decreased significantly by just strapping on a rider bag. Yeah, I think one of their slogans is to keep us visible. Yeah, and that's part of it. I mean, I just, the Northstack BMX, their jerseys are orange, and they just came out with this orange one, and I got it, dude. I can't wait to rock it. It's gonna match my jerseys. They got red, they got black, they got blue, they have pink, they have sling bags. Isaac, honestly, I think I've been riding with these bags for about 3, maybe 4 years, and I fall a lot, and that's just part of who I am. That's part of my riding. That's just my version of BMX.
I'm glad you said it, not me. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Since I've used this bag, I fall. The straps don't rip at the back like all the other ones do. The straps would give up. I can load as much stuff as I need in these things. It's kind of made like a parachute material, but a little bit durable. And I'm telling you, I've gone sliding on these things, and my accidents have never taken one of these bags out of service. Yeah. So they have me sold through and through on these things. They just Dad Mode was talking about how it's got these pads in the back. It's got these 2 pads that go down on either side of your spine on the back. Yep. And cushion. And I didn't even know that or realize how useful that was until Dad Mode pointed that out, and I started to pay attention on how the stuff inside lays on my back. And I don't feel it. All I feel is this, and it's supported on both sides of my spine. So the bag itself, it just it adds a level of quality to riding, and I wear it every single time I ride.
All right, well, there you go. We're gonna go ahead and end the podcast there. There's not much more to say about the bag.
Love mine, dude. I love it.
I gotta tell you, dude, like, so as far as like the padding on the back over the back of your ribs, you will quickly meet Jesus if you ride and your backpack isn't tight and you have a socket in your backpack and you just do something like a jump and that wrench goes up and that wrench goes bang. And if that socket hits right in the tender part of your back, bro, like Jesus comes and tells you, like, it's okay, son, you're going to make it through the rest of this ride, but you got to cough a few times, right? Yeah. So having a pad on the back of your backpack, I would have never thought that was, as important as it is until I felt like that extra, because you guys, when you think of the padding that's like on the front of a backpack, when it's real thick, that's what it's like on the back. So when things are in your bag, smashing into your back, your tubes, those gnarly corners on a box of tubes, like that kind of stuff, wrenches, it's not banging into your back and like knocking you senseless. So that's one of the things I like about it. Craig, what were you about to say? I interrupted you.
No, I mean, that I really like Matt. Great job, dude. That was very thorough. But one thing I wanted to add, it's crazy we're doing this tonight because Drake and I just used the RiderBag today, and the pad thing on the back, all those things that you both mentioned, but turn that around.
There it is.
Yeah, so this right here, I sweat. Okay, guys, I sweat a lot. All right, I'm just gonna admit it. And with a conventional backpack that doesn't have these the pad ribs going up the side,
the rain gutters,
backpack is fully on, every inch of that backpack is on your back, right? This one, actually, the spacing with that little chimney, that it creates allows for air. Air's flowing in there. You get some room in there. You get some breathable space, so it's more comfortable. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we really liked about the exterior of the backpack. One of the things that I was expecting, and I'm kind of on the fence with it, I'll be honest, is the pros and cons of the straps. So the straps are super thin, right? But the benefit of that, what I like about that is they're not overbearing. They don't dig really hard into you. And there's good padding here. And maybe the way it's constructed is it's supposed to be light. It's supposed to be not overbearing on your shoulders and your chest area, and it does have a quick connect to go across the chest to help with the load balancing. And you guys, I am a gear like nerd. Being a military vet, like gear matters, the way it fits, the way it functions, and the durability of it. So yeah, Matt, I'm in total agreement with you on that one. And we did get the black, and I was like, there's a lot of cool bright colors for day glow stuff, and we kind of went with the black. But at night, tested it out last night. All these silver parts in here, front and back, everything in the front and back, this all is reflective, high reflective material. So that's really cool.
Yeah. So here's what happened, you guys. Like, I'm following RiderBag on Instagram, and they had one of those like, tag a friend, win a bag, right? And I'm like, oh, dude, I never do those. And if I do, I'm like, it's like tag a friend. I'm like, Craig, tagging you, bro. So
yeah,
it was one of those things. I don't think anybody ever really wins them, because like I don't normally see like, so when I enter those things, like I forgot about it 10 seconds afterwards. It was like, share it on your story, tag a friend, comment in here or something like that. So I did all that stuff. And then I get this inbox like from RiderBag, like, congratulations. And then it was like, so-and-so mentioned you. And I'm like, no way, dude. We won a bag. And I was like, that is so sick, dude. Cause I was just like jazzed about it. Right.
And I never win anything. So like the fact that Isaac tagged me, I was like, dude, thank you. I never win anything. Thanks,
yeah, you owe me something, dude. So I was like, yeah, dude. They're like, hey, we're stoked. I was like, I'm gonna talk about it on the podcast. They're like, what? Had no idea like we had a podcast or anything like that, which was even cooler. I was like, yeah, I have this little podcast. They're like, yeah, cool. I was like, I'm friends with Matt Rickard. They're like, oh, we love Matt and Damon. And I was like, yeah, so do we. So it's kind of fun to do that, have that moment. But they're like, dude, what's your address? What do you want? So I was former teammates with Matt. Now I'm over on Supercross, and their colors is like a day glow. Yeah, they're real bright on the yellow and the green, high vis stuff. So my race bike, my RS7 is this color. So I went with the day glow reflective, and it's impressive. It's so bright. The material you're talking about, Matt, it's like when you look at something and you see the squares, they're a little bit shiny. It's ripstop material. And the idea is like, if something starts to rip the material, it'll hit one of those like combs and stop ripping. So it makes things not expand and rip over time, which is super clutch. And that's why everything's it's going to make it stronger.
It makes it slide on the asphalt better. Is that why it helps me when I fall?
No, dude, it's because you're going like 38 miles an hour in like, I've seen you do what's the fastest manual that you clocked?
38. That's on
I was gonna say 38.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, dude, it's because you're going 38 miles an hour and you're 6'5". That's what makes you slide.
Yeah.
So one of the things like I was talking about earlier was some of the things I like about the RiderBag, but I was talking with Drake, and like I kind of wanted, like, from his perspective to mine, like me, old dude, I don't want to sweat. I want it to carry a lot of stuff and not rip. But like, something like that, what would you look for in a backpack?
Something durable. Definitely. I don't know. It's the looks too. If something's like not really my style, I don't really like to wear it. But I want something that's durable, something that's light. Yeah. So it won't get wet.
Gotta look cool.
Like, so the kids, they're getting, they want something that looks dope. Do these look, are they cool? Do you see the one that, so he likes them, dude. And like the fact that I'm wearing something that my 15-year-old son likes means I'm like maybe semi kind of cool too.
Dude, I've been using mine at work, even like, because I'm gonna open it up real quick, you guys. In here, right here, 15-inch MacBook will fit in there. All your plugs, earphones, everything you gotta take to work will fit in there. So I'm not using it just for riding, dude. I'm using it for other applications. You know what I mean? It's not just like You know, I do have a bag where it's like, that's my ride out bag, but this one I think is just going to be something where because I like, now that I have a reflective bag, that I'm just going to wear it because of safety. And then there's some other features we'll talk about in a second, but I'm also going to make this like my daily, like when I have to go to work bag, because it's just easy to drop everything I need to drop in there and head out to work. And it doesn't look bad. It still looks, you know, I work in like I don't want to say corporate, but I work in tech corporate. So something that looks like this, absolutely, like that's a culture like that people would be like, yeah, it wouldn't make you stand out or anything like that. So
yeah, dude. And speaking of, because like I said, he and I took it to the pool today, Matt, Isaac. One of the shocking things that I noticed, they didn't really market on the RiderBag. Came across when we went to, it was like 108 degrees out where we live today. We went to the pool. We pulled we had soda cans that we pulled out of the bag after the bag was sitting in the sun for like an hour. The cans were still cold. I'm like, I was like, is RiderBag an insulated refrigerator bag? They may not sell it like that or market it like that, but dude, our drinks were cold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's
I'm
cool.
like, yeah, that's dope.
I'll tell you this too about the side bags. As someone that I have to film content all the time, right? And so I'm always trying to get clips, always trying to do stuff. I got to zip this bag up to show you this. So for me, I also have to self-film 99% of the stuff that I do, because like it's either that or tell my wife, hey, can you jump out, grab your bike, stop your momming for a minute, come follow me doing wheelies around the neighborhood. So you guys, why do you always think I'm doing wheelies in my neighborhood? Because I could grab my wife and we could go around the neighborhood. So trust me, it's different days. You're just seeing the same scenery because of my neighborhood. But that takes me to this. So I've got a deep pocket on the side of the bag, right? So I can attach a selfie stick, drop it in here. There's a strap that buckles to the front up here, which will secure the selfie stick even more as it goes up. So then I can have my camera in the side of my bag and I don't have to worry about it falling out. Not a lot of bags have this side strap that will hold stuff. So if you have a tall water bottle, you can secure it. It's like a seat belt, lap belt for your water bottle. Just a thought out design.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things too, Matt, I was super surprised, and when the bag came, I was like, oh, cool, dope backpack. I've seen you wearing it for so long. I always like back my mind's like, man, I want one of those. But Isaac, one of the things that came with it too, when you open up the backpack, were you surprised that you got that like helmet? Is that like it's like a helmet?
It's
bag.
a helmet net, dude. Yeah,
it's a
I'll
helmet
show it
bag, and then
I'll show it to you guys.
Yeah, well, let me finish.
Yeah,
it's a helmet bag, and then you've got a sleeve or something. I don't know what they call it, like a rain guard or a weather guard that goes over the backpack too. And I was like,
it's a rain bag, and I've used it and it works.
Yeah, totally. So, and then there was one more thing that was pretty cool. Was mine came with like a quick connect compass on the inside attached with some. Yeah, exactly. Matt, can you talk and show that one?
All right. So inside, this thing only has 2 pouches. It has a big pouch for big stuff and a small pouch, and that's why I love it. Waters, tubes, and then tools in the small pouch. And in the small pouch is this small little, it's a keychain, and it's got like, it's probably 20 feet of paracord, a little carabiner, a compass, a little whistle. I think there's like 4 whistles on the backpack total. And it comes with a little, like a seatbelt cutter. If you got in trouble and you're hung up, your backpack was snagged on something, it's got a little, it's like a seatbelt cutter you could use to cut the strap off. So in case you were choking or something, you could rescue yourself. And that every bag comes with that. And I keep that bag that it comes with. There's a zipper on the bottom for the spine protector, and I don't use the spine protector. So I keep that bag tucked in there. And if I'm ever caught in the rain, and I have been, you can cover the bag up. The straps get wet, but everything inside the bag stayed dry and the top of the bag stayed dry. So that was real nice.
All right. And Craig, all I was going to say is, yes, I I have mine actually on because I do wear a helmet all the time. Because again, I have to work Monday. And so my helmet can fit in here, but in Arizona, it's everywhere. I always say in Arizona, but that's like my biggest reference, right? I live here. When we stop at like anywhere, you're gonna take your helmet off because it's so hot. You're just like steam comes off. And there's nothing worse than setting your helmet down because we also have things like scorpions and horrible bugs, right, in Arizona. So it's like you got to balance your helmet somewhere, take your gloves off, balance those somewhere. Dude, being able to just take it off, put it here, and know that like no one's gonna walk off with my helmet. I know where my helmet's at. Nothing's climbing in it, all that good stuff. And because it's netting, it lets it breathe. It's not gonna just turn your helmet into a hot box because it actually can breathe out there. Right now, what I have in there is like a GoPro chesty mount with a GoPro on it because it's easy for me just to take and drop my filming equipment and my filming cameras in here and carry it around. And then, like you had said, Matt, you've used it. Craig, I don't know, like in NorCal, we don't really get huge rainstorms quick. Maybe you do now with global warming, right? But when I was a kid, man, we didn't have it. But what does surprise me about Phoenix weather is because it's hot all day, by the time it's night, like right as the sun starts to set, cools down, causes a thunderstorm to kick in. And then we get what's called like a summer monsoon, rains for 10 minutes, flash floods, everything. I've called you during them, dude, just to show you what it's like, because like it's weird to see, dude. Lightning looks like a strobe light, but you will just get hit with a flash flood. And so a lot of us, when we're out riding, dude, like you're out there riding with an expensive leather seat that cannot get wet, like a Brooks saddle or something like that. I've seen people like throw them in backpacks, dude, just to try and help out. But then RiderBag, dude, you got a cover that slips over the entire bag. And I don't, like, my wife can throw like phones. Like I've seen people that have a cover like that. I've never had a backpack with a cover, but during like a monsoon or something like that, people are like, they'll throw their saddle in there. And then I've seen other people like, hey, dude, throw my phone. You know what I mean? Things that just can't get wet, get thrown in there, dude. And you all just kind of huddle up under an overpass or something. But dude, that does save the day. And you just don't think about it until you absolutely need it. And then you're like, yep, need it. Matt, Craig, I want to get your opinions on what you touched on. The bottom zipper in the back, there's a zipper with a compartment with a spine protector. Matt, I want to get your opinion, your opinion on it. And then Craig, I want to talk about like, because Craig and I, you do too, Matt. Everyone asks you like, how do you wheelie, especially guys our age. I think it's easy for us to approach us and be like, hey man, can you give me some wheelie tips? And usually it's like the biggest thing. We've even done podcasts about it where you were giving me wheelie advice. And the wheelie, the balance wedge. But Craig and I talk about it. We get asked all the time, like, bro, what, can you give me some advice? And 9 times out of 10, it's just a failure to commit, right? It's that getting comfortable in that balance zone. Because as soon as you hit the balance point, your brain goes, oh God. And you're just like, you stop before you get there. Knowing you have a protector that's like a spine protector would probably have given me a lot more guts and a lot more confidence to try and maybe learn a little bit faster. Tell me your thoughts on the spine protector.
I couldn't find mine, but they sent it out, and it's like this ballistic foam or whatever. It's a real thick foam pad, and it's shaped for your whole back. And I noticed that on RiderBag's page, they post a lot of motorcycle riders. And motorcycle riders are going to really utilize that because it's going to keep whatever the load is on their back real uniform for the whole day. Ride a motorcycle for 8 or 10 hours, you'll get tired, and having that weight bouncing around, having a nice is good. And if you fall, it's going to protect your spine from impacts. I don't ride it. I don't run the spine protector because it's heavier in the backpack. For the speed that I ride and the things I'm doing, it protects me well enough with just the bag alone. And I flip over, dude, and I land on my elbows, I put my elbow pads on, and I hate to admit it, but I make sure I get onto that fucking bag as fast as I can because I'm not losing flesh that way. The elbow pads help on the impacts, but sliding, I try to It's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, dude. I'm trying to roll over on my back and kind of curl in and just kind of let the bag slide me to a stop. And so far it's been able to do that every single time.
Yeah. Well, you're crazy, dude. You do those like hold the middle, like I've seen you do wheelies holding the stem and then let go, holding the crossbar, let go. Like you're nuts, dude. You like, I don't know how you do it, brother.
I ride a lot of miles and I ride hard for all the miles. And I've been able to do it consistently for 6 years. I bought my bike 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I turned 42 and I was like, I'm going to get old if I don't start riding again.
Yep.
And yeah. And you know, these rider bags came along and that makes it super simple for me. I've ripped up probably 6 or 8 good backpacks. And you know, it's sad. You get a good backpack and then you fall off the bike one time and the bag let you down. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
So RiderBag, I'm really proud to be able to, you know, represent their product. And a bunch of people up here in Sacramento ask about them. There's several people that run both the backpacks or the sling bags, depending on what, you know, what the load capacity they're trying to carry is.
Yeah, that's a good point, Matt. What, like, you've been riding these for a long time, like I said earlier, but I want to know, and because I think a lot of people want to know, like, probably you being on SE is one of the longest tenured SE crew team riders and riding backpacks every time you ride in these big ride outs. One, what's in your backpack, dude? And two, fatigue, right? Like people, I would assume, like it's happened to me where the backpack ends up, if you put a lot in there, or if it's not the right quality or the right style for you, it could fatigue your shoulders and stuff while you're riding. You know, what do you got with those two questions? Because I kind of want to know what you got in that bag all the time, dude.
Okay, to answer the first question, what I carry in the backpack is a tube, a bike pump, patches, a 15 mil wrench to get the wheels off, a set of Allen wrenches, a pair of baby channel locks, some tire spoons, spoke tool, spare axle nuts, maybe the noodle for the back of the brake system, anything that's small and light, extra parts. That's all in the smaller rider bag pouch. And that's everything to disassemble the bike or repair anything I need while I'm out there. The tube, I got a small pump. I run a Crank Brothers racing pump. It's super light. It pumps it up real fast. It's a hand pump. And I've always, you know, I'm 48 now, dude, and I've been riding bikes for a long time. And ride outs weren't always available. So if you're trying to clock some miles and actually put in some work, you better be prepared because you're going to get left alone standing or calling somebody. So I always carried the bare necessities with me. And then of course in the backpack, I always like to carry like a liter of water, classic Rickard Red Bull, you know, I got to have some hydration beverages, some snacks. And I really pay attention to like my tools, how I don't have it. My wrench I have is real short. It's not real long. It's a 15 mil. It's like a mini. That way I can reduce the amount of weight that I'm having back there, because when shit gets crazy and I fall, I don't like to have a lot of weight in that backpack because it's going to pull me and stuff. So a lot of times beginning of a ride, I'll have that thing loaded up. I'll have 2 waters, 2 Red Bulls, everything I need for the rides in case we don't stop at a store. I like to be ready. But then as my backpack lightens up towards the end of the ride, I may only have like a half a liter of 1 water in there. And that's towards the end of the ride. So that's the fatigue. That's kind of how I manage the fatigue, is I start to drop weight as the ride progresses, if that makes sense. So the bag's getting lighter and lighter and I don't notice it as much. Yeah. The padded straps, they don't seem to ever have an effect on me. I did the SoCal BMX ride, 140 miles in 3 days. I wore the backpack and I'm just used to it. So it's not a big deal, but I did wear that neck mount GoPro the whole first day. And the second day when I put I put that thing on and I felt it cutting in and I was like, it wasn't even worth the context. I'm like, fuck this. I need to be able to breathe.
Yeah. And with that, talking about that spine pad, like I don't have one with mine, but if you can get them, and I'm sure you ride, or you said you had one, with everything you carry, if you did, you know, for one, fatigue, you don't have the tools smacking your spine with the pad in there. But even if, you know, you did take a fall or if something happened where you were on your back, that's going to protect you from, you know, all that stuff impacting the back of spine or whatever. So I think that's super cool because you don't see that a lot in your average, school backpack or adventure backpack, just because it's not designed. I mean, this thing's called RiderBag for a reason. It's designed with us in mind. So I think that's pretty dope.
Yeah. I'll give you I'll give you a hack real quick too for carrying stuff in your backpack. Grab a ride out band, right? Drop your tools in the middle of it, pull it, twist it like a rubber band, and then it'll secure all your stuff together, especially like your channel locks. So, because mine used to open up and it used to drive me nuts, but now I can just drop it in there. Doesn't open up with you just grab like any ride out supply band, wrap it twice around your tools, and it'll keep everything compact.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, I cut you off, dude.
No, the spine protector, I could imagine if you're on a motorcycle, you're going 70 miles an hour on the freeway. Heaven forbid something happens and you end up down. No one wants to ever see a rider down on the ground, but I can imagine at a high speed, if you can manage to get onto that backpack, it like I said, it's definitely going to save you some flesh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I want all my flesh, dude. I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Here's the thing, dude. What I would do with it is, I'll just be honest. Like, I would put the spine protector in for learning something new. Like, I'm trying to do can-cans right now, right? So like, that's kind of a new feeling that I'm trying to learn and get comfortable with.
Yeah,
so that would just give me confidence.
If you feel like you're going to take a blow to the back when you fall off the bike, because that's what happens. You fall and you lean to one side, right? And you're going to catch the elbow and you're going to catch some meat back there somewhere. And yep. All it takes is you fall 2 times and you know where you need the padding.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I agree with you there. I just think it's a well-designed bag. It's a really cool feature. The reflective stuff for me is what adds I would say the spine protector option and just the reflectiveness of the backpack that's where the premium price where I'm going like, yeah, that's worth it. All the stuff that like the compartments I can use for work and for riding my bike, super dope, because now I can ride to work and I'm like, I don't have to worry about something like slapping a water bottle, slapping my laptop because it has a computer sleeve in there. So
yeah, you think about it too, like a JanSport, one of the, a little bit more premium JanSport or just a regular JanSport school backpack, it's going to run you like $50, $60, right? Especially if you get the multi-pouch or multi-pocket one. This is not that much more, but yet it does so much more for us and for people, that are going to be active and stuff. I think it's well worth the extra couple bucks.
I agree. All right. So I want to do a hard swerve. And Matt, let's talk about things that like I haven't seen you in a long time, but it looks like there's a lot of things we can ask you about as far as like summer plans, where you're going to be. But like Dirty Fest, I think, is the last time that all 3 of us were together in one spot.
I love to touch base about Dirty Fest. Dude, I took 12 days off of work to make sure that I could hit because Dirty Fest was the week before the 3-day ride.
Right.
And I can't miss out on this shit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I can't.
Yeah.
So I took 12 days off of work. That was 10 days in LA with 2 travel days. Dirty Fest was the first stop on that. And it was amazing. I'm a little bit younger than the crowd that was there to know who everybody was. But man, I saw Bob Harrow. I saw Eddie Fiola. I got to hang out with Todd Lyons at the Airbnb. Mike Miranda, Eric Carter. I got the best photo with Eric Carter. James Vicente. Hats off to those guys for their podcast and their efforts to put together an event like that. I'm just a wheelie guy, a kid at heart. I don't spend a lot of time on the track. My son raced. I'm versed in what goes on there, and now I'm in this position where I can kind of suit up and show up with the best of the best, and at least go through the motions with them. And that's exactly what I did. I had the time of my life down there. I just I couldn't stop walking up that hill to that starting gate way up there and just going down that old bermless, flat, dusty.
Yeah.
Die every turn,
dude. I gotta tell you, like, talk about the bermless track. So you guys, you can watch the video. You can watch Taryn's first BMX race. You want to do it there. Walking up the hill to go ride, I bump into Matt Matt takes Taryn on the like inaugural, like just track walk. You know, here's how you get around the track the easiest. Taryn was so nervous, dude. She was shaking like a chihuahua, dude. I gotta tell you. And so she's on a 24-inch bike at that point, so it was pretty big for her. And she'd only ridden around Chandler BMX up to that point, like a groomed modern BMX track, not a downhill track where you're gonna automatically go faster. So my poor daughter, dude, is following Matt. She's doing great. Do a practice run. Everything's perfect. The second time, I think you guys even went down together. And so you go.
I was in front of her a little ways though.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she comes down, you guys. There's no berm really. She comes in there hot and just, oh God, over a berm. She just does not, she's just no way she's gonna be able to turn and make it.
Flat and it goes downhill. So
yeah,
it's not really flat.
No, it's off camber.
Yeah, and just throw it outside. And
yeah.
She went off the end and I seen it. She went down pretty hard. And
yeah.
I felt horrible. And then what was it? Maybe the motos started and I went to manual over a jump and I pulled back. I think I'm a racer now. I'm out there. I've been doing it. I pull back to do this manual over this thing and my hand rips off the grip.
Yep.
I fall. I get this huge, it looked like a steak on my knee.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, now's a good idea. Now it's a good time to go show Taryn. There's more to this than what goes on and more than what you see. There's a lot of trial and error and personal growth that's experienced within the racing community. And I went over there and I was able to show her my knee and I wasn't in a lot of pain and I was able just to keep kind of going. And she was able to see that and know that, you know what, by the time you hit the ground, if it doesn't hurt bad enough to stay down, it's already getting better. And you kind of just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And the next thing you know, you're on your next wreck.
Yeah. 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 Craig, what was your favorite memory down there? Like just hanging out with us?
I love the way Matt said it. He's like, I'm just a wheelie guy who's just having a good time with the racing. I just like seeing everybody down there. From the walks of life that, people are like, hey, I've never been to something like this. And I think it's awesome. A lot of people know about BMX and may never had the chance to experience it. And here they are looking at some of the greatest racers that have ever graced a track, and they get to sit and watch those guys do their thing. And then guys like you and Matt, and me, Isaac, we know who they are. And we're still that like special tingle of, wow, we're watching some of the greatest to ever do it, but I really just enjoyed the event. I enjoyed seeing my friends, like my personal friends, you, Matt, Todd, Bill Ryan, being in the Supercross family tent, walking into the SE tent, walking into the racing tent, walking in, just everybody that was there. It's a vibe. It's I don't think you can get it anywhere else. Maybe you could, but for me, that was my spot, and I like to think that I'm a fan of 80s BMX and kind of came from being in the era myself. So yeah, I like the fact that there's things going on, Dirty Fest, Frogtown, that weren't going on 5 years ago that have revitalized the history of the sport to bring your family to. And Isaac, with the story with you and your daughter and everything that you guys experienced, I got to watch that, dude. That was exciting for me,
Dude, you were part of it.
You react and get to interact with your family. It was awesome.
Yeah. Dude, you were the coolest part about it is because so Matt, you guys, so what happened with Taryn fell, took a handlebar to the inner thigh, dude, which would make anybody want to quit. And then when she fell, there was a snake. And so that freaked her out a little bit too. So true story, dude. Here's the thing. I didn't believe her until I saw on Instagram the Haro bikes from Dirty Fest showed like a rattlesnake, and then they panned up to like the races. I was like, damn it, girl, you did see a snake. Odds are you saw a snake. I felt
I mean, where else can you wreck on, like, take a handlebar to the rib cage and then look up and you got a rattlesnake also going, hey, it's not over.
Dude, yeah. And the thing about she wouldn't, there's no reason to be for her to think, oh, there's snakes out here. You know what I mean? Like, she's just thinking I just fell and took one. She's like, and then there was a snake. I was like, oh God, dude. Yeah, I would have cried too. But what happened was she was like, yeah, I'm out. And I was like, girl, you can be out all you want. That's cool. I don't care. You know what I mean? Like we're here for the fun, right? And then you came in and you're like, I'm just sitting there talking to her. She's like, she's got like the dust tears,
Yeah.
dust
Yeah.
tears. And Matt's like, look at my knee. Yeah, everybody falls. Just got to get back out there and have fun. Woo! And then bails. And then and then it was probably what, Craig, like 2, 3, 4 minutes later, she's like, will you take me up the hill, Dad? I'm like, we're gearing up. And I didn't want to make a big deal out of it. So I was just like, hey, we're gearing up to go up to the starting track. So we'll be back. And it was great. It was great, dude. She went down, gate dropped. She waited for everyone to go. Then she rolls out. And I was like, girl, if that's the vibe you need to bring today, I don't even care. Like, dude, just roll it. And then towards the end, dude, the last turn, some kid fell. One of the SE kids fell. That one of the twin triplets, I think they are, that were racing, fell. And she stopped to she's like, are you okay? And people were like, just go. There she goes, dude. But you know what? That was my BMX adventure for the weekend. And it was fun hanging out, seeing it with like my bros, all of you. And Craig, something that you said really kind of hit me too, which was cool, was like, that was an experience where my bike life friends, like, so all my SE, like the teammates I had on SE were there. So I got to experience it with them. Then I had like all the San Diego guys, like Fester, Rudy was there. Everyone from LA was down there, right? Stacked BMX, Larry was out there. So it was like my bike life, my big bike friends, my BMX friends, because Miranda and people like that, Bill, they put the Evil Alloy booth directly across from Supercross. So we had a party the whole time, dude. It was just like, imagine like Adam Mark and then the Supercross, craziness, Camel Joe and everybody. Like, it was just a party on our side. You guys had like a full-on like cafeteria, room for a cafeteria in there, dude. You guys had it all set up. It was great.
As he had 8 pop-ups. We got Jimmy Surfer running the race teams.
Yep.
He's traveling around with the national team. He's SE Racing used to be synonymous with the tracks. And right now there's a lot of other brands and technologies advanced. And there's a lot of bike companies that got some really nice products. So SE's approach is just get out on the track and have fun. Get, like you did, Isaac, God bless you and your family. You're able to bring everybody to the track. Everybody can spend all the time there and have fun in their own way. And they can watch each other thrive and interact with people. And that's what I loved about the racing. When my son raced, he was never fast, but he always wanted to be at the track. And there was, between that and the people that are at the track, you have a rough day at work, that your buddy Joe or Billy, someone's going to be at the track, and they either got worse problems than you or they got an ear to listen. And my times at the track with my son, those times were priceless. And to this day, my son's 26. I got a bike built for him. He rides and races, and for me, being at the track has a special place. So I love being able to support SE while we're out there at the tracks. I don't know what I'm doing all the time, but I'll wear their gear and go out and give it my best.
Right. Yeah, dude. I mean, who of us really knows what the hell we're doing at any given time? I'll speak for myself, but the one thing I keep hearing Isaac say, Matt Rickard say, Bill Ryan say, Todd Lyons says, it's always the same common denominator. It's fun and friends and family. Nobody ever talks about, I got to go grind it out today because I have to have this podium win. I mean, I understand there are professionals that are chasing points and they're going for those things. But though I even hear those people like, I had so much fun. And it's like, Isaac, you asked me about, what was your favorite experience? I just had a lot of fun. I didn't even roll down the track. I didn't roll one bit down that track. I am such the biggest wuss right now. I need to get out there with guys like you, Isaac, Matt, some of the locals around me. I'm afraid of getting re-injured, with the arm thing and stuff. But it's
you guys hung out by that last jump, and you guys got to watch.
It was awesome, dude. It was like we had the front row seats to the craziest turn and watching the finish line, in that last jump. It was insane, But what I'm trying to get at is no matter what, I walk away from it, just anything I do with ride outs, with these events, BMX reunion or whatever it is, like, damn, that was fun. I'm so glad. Hey, did you see Rickard? Hey, did you see Isaac? You know, there's some chapter of memories that I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life just from having those experiences with you knuckleheads.
Dude, I got to tell you, dude, like I agree. Like the BMX to me, dude, like I got a USA BMX membership like in February, March or something like that. Because I want to get in shape, right? I've seen Craig get skinny and I'm over here like, God, man, I'm still chubbed out. And so I'm like, dude, I want to go to the gym. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll just join USA BMX. It's a one-time fee, and then I can just go to practice nights once, twice a week, whatever. Pay $10, get to ride bikes with my kids. It started out with just Taryn and I rolling around, and then now the boys have both jumped in, so the twins are out there doing it too. So, dude, it's right. But like I've dropped weight. They're having fun. We're having a good time. We've never entered a single race except for Dirty Fest. Dude, my goals are have fun at this point. Like there's no trophies for anything.
Yeah.
If there was trophies, I think it would ruin it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, our niche of like bike life, big BMX, whatever you want to classify it as, in its roots is just like hanging out with your homies, like you're hanging out with close friends, making new acquaintances that you have nothing in common except for bikes. So you're getting like, you're getting insights into other people's lives, and it's just a cool thing to experience. Do it with your kids, do it with your friends. But BMX is at the root of it all, and that's what I think is fun about like these events. There's more nostalgic events than ever, and you know, it gives us older guys something to look forward to, think about, and go, man, this is our summer tour stop where, you know, the Haro team shows up, but now instead of that, it's Dirty Fest, and now you go to Dirty Fest and you're going to see Mike Miranda and Stu Thompson and Perry Kramer.
And Perry.
You know, all
and it's like
legends. Yeah.
Each event is somebody's perception of what an awesome ultimate weekend or event can be surrounding bicycles, bikes.
Right.
You know, what was that one you just mentioned? Back for More in 24, the Haro tour. Dude, we're here in 2023 talking about the 1985 Haro team going back out on the road on tour.
Yeah.
No way.
Right?
Dude, yeah. They're doing it, bro. They're doing it. And the coolest thing, the baddest thing, the coolest thing about the whole thing is I can't wait to see some dude that's like that used to freestyle. Here the Haro team is going to be in their hometown and be like, you guys, we have to go, like taking the whole kids, everybody out there just going like, this was my summer in 1980 something, right? Like,
or a guy like me who goes, man, I'm like, I never got to see those guys. I never, and then now it's like, I'm not missing this, dude. I'm gonna bring Rickard. Let's go.
Hey, I'm down. I am down.
I love it. All right, you guys.
One last thing about Dirty Fest.
Yep.
That was the only 29er all weekend. No one else raced a 29er down that track.
Really? I didn't think about that.
Dude. Represent.
Well
That's
done, man.
That's why I was so slow.
Oh, jeez. Dude. Props to you, though. Props to you for repping it.
I had a blast and I rode the bike that I was comfortable on. So I only fell once.
Yeah. What tips you got for? I'm gonna leave you on this. Give me in 1 minute or less tips, because I get asked this all the time. I'm 6 foot plus. What should I do to make my bike comfortable?
Collar bars. Push the bars forward a little bit. You just want your elbows bent just a little bit, and lift the seat up some so that your legs can extend a little bit more. So you're using more of your leg muscles instead of your core muscles in the beginning. Then as you get more comfortable and you can bend your knees more, of course, drop the seat. But it's going to be practice. Set your bike up tall so you're more comfortable, so that you reduce the fatigue. And then it's practice, practice, practice. I've talked to numerous people all the time, and all they say is, dude, I go out for an hour twice a week, and within a month, they either they got it. The spark has started, and they're like, you know what? I'm seeing improvement. And then after the first month, the improvement seems to, they start getting better faster. And then before you know it, those same people that were real timid on a ride out, they're in the pack right next to you on a wheelie.
I love
So-
it, dude. I love it. All right, Craig, one thing I just want to touch on too, like, and it kind of it bounces off of what you're saying. When you're learning wheelies or anything like that, it's your own pace, you guys. Whether it takes a week, a year, however long, there's no trophy at the end of this. Don't rush it, man. Enjoy the process, because once you get to where like you're comfortable doing wheelies, like now you're off to doing like one-handers and stuff like that. But it's like that learning phase is so fun, because your brain is catching on and you progress, and it's so much fun. Enjoy the ride. Don't worry about how fast you're going. And Craig, just to touch on something, like, bro, okay, so the story about Craig going like, oh yeah, I don't want to injure myself or whatever. Craig comes to Arizona for the Big Bike BMX 2-year anniversary ride out. We leave the house, we ride approximately 1 mile, and we have, at our first stop, Craig is riding a wheelie, and a road cyclist is angry, coming the opposite direction, and they collide. Craig falls on the ground, and his arm is about that far or that much too short. So he looked like a T-Rex arm. I've got pictures of it. It's disgusting. And I literally thought Craig is done at this point. I thought there's no way, it's going to be years before he rides a bike again. But it was just dislocated. They popped it back in. I pick him up from the hospital, and he's like, let's go get tacos. So we went and got tacos. But to be up and riding again, dude, as quick as you are, and to be doing wheelies again, that's like, to me, bro, that is one of the life's biggest accomplishments. Like,
Playing goal.
What's that?
Dude, I can say thank you, and I'm gonna attribute my my success to the guy who's in this podcast with us tonight, because there is nobody who bounces back, literally bounces back from falling down.
Yeah.
And my guy over here, RL Matt Rickard, bro.
I love it. All right, Matt. Last thing, how tall are you for reference?
6'5", 205.
There you go. Okay, Matt, shout out your sponsors before we sign off.
Okay, Night Bike Co. I already shouted them out. All my bikes, nightbikeco.com. Go there, get the goodies. It's like candy for your bike. Once you get a taste of it, you can't stop. ODI grips, Cool Stock brake pads, Ride Out Supply. I'm not putting a sticker kit on this bike. It's a collab bike. I'm going to leave it as it is. And of course, the hugest of shout outs to, all my supporting fans, my teammates, and, Damon Dayton, Rosie Dayton. They're a huge influence in my life and have been this whole time. And mostly, Todd Lyons, and he's just, that's it, the things he's done for us and the things he continues to do, and his direct involvement of what we're doing. It makes it really easy for me to go out and fall down all the time. I've watched that man fall down on video more times than he's pulled off these amazing, when he rode in the X Games and these flares and stuff they were learning back then, he was fearless. And I try to, that's my version of what this BMX stuff is. So just shout out to Todd and everybody that stays involved with what we're doing and supports everything. There's my coworkers at work support me. Everybody supports, and it makes it so much more fun and easier. And it gives me a feeling that this is going to last a lot longer, because I get so much the outpouring of support. So yeah, just thanks to everybody that supports. And I just started reverting back to this old technique of, I just go out and ride 10 miles by myself, and I rode 70 miles last week.
Nice.
So
Nice job, dude.
It's just the ride outs have kind of slowed down. There's new faces, new crowds. I've been seeing a lot of new faces at the rides locally, and I'm just trying to get back to my roots. Isaac, I got up to 210 pounds and I couldn't shake it. So I committed to start riding these little 10-mile rides by myself and just get out and get the wheels moving, and it's paying off. So I just thank you to everybody that's a part of this, and I'm so proud I can, be in this position and play this role. I've grown. Todd's allowed me to grow so much as a rider within this team that I'm fucking proud of who I became within this team. And I'll just continue to, ride with a lot of pride and continue this legacy and, you know, make more friends and make more smiles, dude.
I love that, dude. And you know what? I see it. Your passion for bikes is contagious. You know, absolutely. You are absolutely one of the leaders on that squad. Continue to do that. I always love seeing you in the group chats and stuff like that. So do continue to lead, continue to be a bright star out there in NorCal over at Elk Grove. You guys want to ride with Matt? Go to the Elk Grove Bike Life. You can find him there. Also on Instagram at RL Matt Rickard. Craig, thanks for jumping in tonight, dude. I appreciate you doing it on last, like, no notice. Just like, hey man, Matt and I talked about yesterday, and you're like, dude, I'm game. Let's jump.
Yeah,
So
I just had to
appreciate
put
you,
some
brother.
clothes on and I was here, man. It's all good, dude. One thing, Matt, dude, I'm gonna tell you something. We were talking about inspiration and what you just said, but you know, one of the things, Isaac, if you get a chance, and maybe you have, I'm just kind of guessing, but you know, watch Matt on a ride out, dude. Inspiration is something he doesn't strive for. It's something that he just does. And he's always helping a kid. He's always helping an adult if he's not dusting himself off from one of his wrecks, he always gets back up. He's super inspiring, and he's a good person. He's a self-proclaimed hugger, and he will always say that he's just a dude on a bike. So Matt, thank you for being here, man. If you guys can't see it, Matt's hugging himself, but yeah, good dude all around. And if you guys want to know a little bit more about Matt, like you don't know already, but if you want to know a little bit more, scroll back through the Big Bike BMX podcast episodes, and you can find quite 2 or 3 episodes with Matt, but one of them is just exclusively about Matt's story. Go check that out. Go check out where Matt came from, where he started, and what brought him to what he is doing today. So yeah, check that out.
Yeah, in fact,
SEBikes.com just updated their rider bios. They said longer answers were better, and I just put in as much as I could. So if anybody wants to know anything about any of my teammates or myself, SEBikes.com, the rider bios are all updated and current. And man, you know, this stuff, it just keeps getting better and better. I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Yep, I love that, dude. And I gotta edit this part out. There was something I wanted to tell you. Hold on, let me go back before the bio.
I'm gonna say,
episode. And one really interesting thing that you said, Craig, about Matt is, so Matt's been on here for giving me wheelie advice. But the most historic part of the Matt interview was that if you watch the Matt Rickard interview with us, the very first one, you have to scroll way back. That was the first time Craig and I did an interview together.
Episode 2.
It's episode 2. My first episode, I interviewed Craig. My second interview, we interviewed Matt, and absolutely had a blast, dude. It was so much fun. So yeah, you can see us at our very, 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 very first time interviewing together with Matt Rickard. So that was fun, man. That was ages ago, but man, thank you for making yourself available all the time. Appreciate it.
No, shout out to Big Bike BMX podcast. I saw you guys do that interview, and I called one of you, and I was like, no, I want to do the next one.
Yep.
I had been doing that podcast with Tucker on the Urban Misfit podcast, and having this as an outlet, plus this as an outlet, it you know, we're in this position where we have all these golden opportunities, and as we get older, we sense them and we're able to take advantage of them. And these podcasts really it just emphasizes how good this community is to itself.
Yeah, it really is, dude. I mean, we've made great friends. We've like just going to Dirty Fest and seeing all these people that I know from the just from the Instagram, you know, walking up and seeing Rudy and getting to ride with Rudy and Fester and stuff like that, like genuine bonds. Like Fester spent like an hour fixing Craig's cranks, dude, on his PK in Santa Cruz, the one I was riding when the cranks fell off. So like seeing him again, you know what I mean? And now it's like he's family, dude, you know what I mean? So it's all that stuff is just so cool to me that you know, we have this, and over all these years that it still continues to grow, and that you know, it's matured to that now we have our nostalgic events, we have our big bike events, we have ride outs. I'm just excited about the future and seeing you out the track, you know, more seeing Todd out the track. I love it, dude. Our association with Supercross gives us that extra, you know, exposure to BMX where I wasn't paying attention to as much before. And it's just so fantastic to see like all these people combine and enjoying their love of BMX for all bike riding, like all sizes, and
Yes.
disciplines of the sport. You know what I mean? It's just great like that. So you guys, I will keep talking about BMX with these three dudes all night long, and I got to get out of here and eat some dinner. So Matt, thank you for hanging out. Craig, I appreciate you so much. Shout out to everyone that supports us, mostly the fans. Thank you for tuning in and watching this. Thank you to RiderBag for having a contest that actually gave something away, and that was rad. I was like randomly just, okay, these actually happened. So appreciate you. Shout out to our sponsors, Cool Stop. We've got Average Joe's Ride Shop, Supercross, Ride Out Supply, Evil Alloy BMX. Same things like jewelry for your bike, man. It's so much fun to have that extra pop of color and have some fancy stuff like that. It's really, really fun. So
a special
Craig,
shout out to Taryn and Drake for showing up in the beginning of the show. It's what it's all about, man.
Yeah. Having our kids out here was fun, man. So, all right, y'all, have an amazing week. We will be back with more podcasts. And Matt, surprisingly, will probably be on more than you think, because why not? He likes being on these. So we'll be calling you more often, Matt.
Love these things. Thank you guys for your time and allowing allow me to participate with this, dude. Let's ride on.
Yep. All right, you guys have fun out there. Craig, go get some dinner. Ba, ba, ba.
Bwah, bwah, bwah.